Hello, my name's Jaron Montano, and I am trying to present to you MathMate. It is a new game to help K through sixth graders. We chose K through sixth graders because we felt like that was the best demographic. Because if you get behind in those early years of school, it's really hard to catch back up later, and then all your math will be harder for the rest of your time in school. And then if they try to do college, then it'll still just be hard from what I've noticed. Anyways, so the concept of MathMate, also why I chose to do a game with math over history or science, is because I feel like math is pretty hard to like make a game that some some younger kid would like enjoy to play and would keep their attention, because like history game is pretty easy. You could just have it so they become the player and then they go through, and I feel like there's a lot of other games slash videos that will do the exact same purpose. So I don't feel like there's a lot of money in that. But in math, from what I can see from our competitors, is like Carnegie Learning. I personally had to deal with that when I was in high school and junior high, and I hated it. I thought it was the worst because it was pretty much, it wasn't even like a game, it was just like online homework, which is awful from what I noticed, just because the way it was set up, and still it was like kind of in the earlier years, and their servers were terrible. And so what I took from that is I felt like there's a pretty big market there. Like we could easily make a better game that's more interactive with the user and would make the kids want to play more. So that's why we chose math, and I feel like there's a big gap there. Also, MatMate, um, no, not MatMate, the MathMate is us, but Dreambox, that's another one of our competitors, well, would be, and they have an annual revenue of 21 million with only 180 employees. So I feel like that's a lot of money. So I feel like we could easily steal some of their income, and then once we get that going, we save it up, and then we can start focusing on the other areas down the line, like 6 or 12, and then from there on. But okay, let's get on to the game. So, game overview. So, it's going to be web based because I feel like most kids and most like households now, it's technology has gotten a lot cheaper than it used to be, and pretty much everyone has access to internet. If not, every school has access to internet and libraries and any coffee shop, so they can easily get access to internet and be able to do this. And web based is easy because then it doesn't require storage on the computer or anything. Like it'll just work, and you won't need a very strong computer because it'll be all server based. So then it makes it kind of like the Google Stadia is doing with the games. Thinking something like that. So then it's just real smooth. Anyone can do it, and then that'll keep the kids engaged. So MathMate is going to allow each player slash student to have an avatar, and then their avatar goes through these levels slash maps. So it's going to be a main level, which is like the map. And then that shows like how many more levels they need to complete to finish that chapter slash full level. And then it'll change like season slash location, because it'll change to a different map, and then that'll have different um, geographical aspects to it. And I think that'll keep the kids engaged, because then once they get that done, also the reason we chose the avatars, because then they can customize it however they want, and then it feels like it's them. So that when they show up on the leaderboards, because there will also be just quickest time done for like flashcards and stuff and little side games that they can do. So then they can see how they stack up against their classmates, and then also if they want to do like against worldwide, they can do it there. And then their score is just their time, so lowest time wins. Then they can show up their avatar there, and I think that'll keep the kids very engaged, because if we have a lot of items for the avatar, which we will have, then Then after they complete the chapter, there'll be like a really nice item, and then throughout a few of the levels within like the chapter, so the big level slash map, then they will also get some items. So then they can keep customizing and get cool things, and then some of the teachers can choose like really big items that they want to put like at the end of each grade. So like third grade, they finish all the way through, they do well, then bam, then they can have like a pet that follows their avatar around, which I think would really keep the kids engaged. And then so then next year, then they got this pet, and then bam. So it's going to be like a linear puzzle game. So it's going to be kind of like Super Mario Bros, where it has the map and then each spot, and then you go in, and then there's the game, which has the problem attached to it. And then if they fail the problem or mess up, then it'll show what they did wrong, and then they'll have a similar quest to do the same like math problem slash puzzle, so that then it's equal difficulty, but it's just a little differently set up so that they learn and then they keep moving forward. So also what's gonna pull them in is, I noticed when I had to do Carnegie learning, is that it was very like plain. It was awful, like staring at the screen all day, like there was no change. Like obviously we don't want to over do them with colors and stuff, but we're definitely going to make it so they can, when they can customize their screen, they can also customize like the color of the web page as it shows up. So then kind of like the way Microsoft does, where you can have like any color for your backgrounds and things, like so like mine's personally set up on pink, and I love pink, so that's what I have. So then each player, they can put that, so then it looks nice for them, and then their eyes don't get strained and stuff. So we definitely had to add that in. And then it's going to be really simple to get in. It's just going to be mathmate.edu, and then there'll be a login, and then on that page it'll say login or create account, and then they log in with their school email and then whatever password they've created, and then once they're in, then it's just going to have their profile up in the top right with like a picture of their avatar, and then if they click on that, then they have the inventory, and they can change out their avatar stuff to keep them motivated. And then it's just going to have the levels to do slash problems, because the teacher can assign what levels need to be due by when, and so it'll just show those up, and then they can go through those, and then once the teacher unlocks the next one, then those will pop up too. So then we'll have the click on that, and then it opens up the map, and then it shows how many they have left to finish. And then also for saving, because younger kids, they aren't going to think to save, and I honestly personally hate remembering to save on some things. So what we did is, so it's going to connect to the server, and then every 30 seconds it's just going to send the stuff back. So it'll check to see if anything's been changed. If not, then it doesn't send it, but once it sees it's been changed, then it'll send to the server. So then it immediately saves, and then they can re-pick up on the problem even if they're only halfway through slash level, you know, because it sucks like when you have to restart over. It's no fun. Then so gameplay and mechanics. So since we're targeting a younger audience, we want it to be pretty simple. So it's just the click of the mouse button to click like where you need to go and click on the level, and then click into the level, and then it's just going to be a text box. Get that one right, and then it moves to the next thing, and we're going to have cinematics with the avatar to move them through, so then they keep staying in the magic circle and enjoy playing. And then one thing that because we don't want to lock down their like browser and stuff, so to make it so they can't cheat, so they can cheat, it's really like not a really easy way to get around that, other than like locking it down or making it like an app, so then but still they could have multiple tabs, so it's just, or if they have another computer or phone, then, or like their own little tablet, then it just doesn't work out too well. So we just tried to stay away from that, because we don't want like the parents to think that we're just like doing something nefarious. So we do have that. That is one of our main issues. Yeah, and then as I said before, each level is like the chapter that they're on, and then that shows the map, and then each one's a little level within the map. So it's pretty easy to navigate. Like, it's not very complicated, but I feel like it'll keep the K through 6th graders happily involved. And then, so story and setting. So the story of Mathmate is just a young treasure hunter, because you're like a pirate, and then they're trying to solve all these problems to get to the treasure. So like the map, and then each location is like another problem they have to pass to get to the treasure, and then sometimes they find mini treasures along the way, and that's like the pieces to the avatar. While also at the end, then they get the huge treasure that they wanted, which will be like a higher level of thing in their inventory. So like, yeah. So then there's going to be levels to each thing, but they'll be getting stuff a lot, so it gives them the instant gratification that they need to stay interested. Okay, so one of the issues with this game, well, a negative aspect, I would say, is that it does use a screen, and blue light in excess can be bad for their eyes, and I already feel like a lot of young kids are already using technology way too much. You know, they're staring at a screen for hours and they don't really do anything. But I feel like the positive thing that could come out is that maybe they'll do less of the other blue screen activities, and then if it does that, then it'll cut down on their other stuff and they'll actually be learning while staring at a screen, which would be good. And then also another great thing that this will help is that it'll help them grow a better understanding of math and help them learn how to solve problems while also learning how to deal with stress, because it does get stressful trying to figure these things out. And then also we're trying to accomplish like a learning environment that they can take everywhere, you know, so it's not just like sit in the classroom and then bam, they're learning. No, because then they can learn everywhere, so then it sticks. So I know it's like when I was younger and you just go class leave, like a lot of times you'd lose stuff, but if you can do it and then get that help whenever you need, wherever you are, like I think it would very much help the knowledge sticking with the kid slash player, because it doesn't have to be a kid, like someone older could be doing it too. So we would very much like you to support our game going forward, because compared to our competitors, I really feel like we have a really good shot at making some decent money. And I think that is also like a very good thing to get behind, because learning is obviously helping the future generation and teaching. And if we can make it so a lot of the kids are able to get on the same like ground level instead of them being behind already when they're so young, you know, then I feel like it'll definitely help out their future education goals and make them not hate math as much, because I feel like what I've noticed is a lot of students hate math, and I feel like it all comes from when they were younger and they didn't learn flashcards very well, or their teachers were bad, and then they just are always behind, and we don't want that. So we want to be able to push them back up if they are behind, or make so everybody gets at a flat level. And I just think that we have a really good shot too, because a lot of the other ones I've seen are not very creative. It's literally like a homework sheet but online with help. And I feel like if we add the other stuff too, so then it's like it is homework online, and it will have the help if they do get stuck, but it'll also keep them interested, because it won't just look like a plain white screen that just makes your mind dumb and you get eye fatigue. Like, it'll keep them interested, keep them in the magic circle, and keep them moving forward. Anyways, thank you. Please let me know if you would like to support our game. Anyways, thank you. My name is Sharon, and let me know.